What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode. Let's see how many miles I have on the odometer. Currently 136. So this is officially my second ride. How do I feel about it? Well, so far so good. It's bringing back memories of how I felt about this bike many years ago when my friend lent it to me. And I gotta say, I made a really fine choice getting this motorcycle because, man, just look at this thing. Look how gorgeous this green looks. Hopefully my GoPro 8 or 9, I forgot which one it is, it does it justice by showing you guys how beautiful this paint is. Out of all the Japanese bikes I've ever owned, wait, what am I saying out of all of them? I've only owned 2. I think this is my second Japanese bike. But yeah, I've had a pretty eclectic bunch of motorcycles in the last couple of years. So R6 being the first Japanese, and then this Kawasaki being the second one. I can tell you right off the bat that the graphics, forget about that because they're just graphics, but the paint on this Kawasaki, it is just way better, miles better than my Yamaha R6. It's just a drop-dead gorgeous motorcycle. This bike is everything I dreamed of in a 600 class bike. And I made the right decision on purchasing it because if you guys remember, I've been daydreaming and getting you guys involved in my shopping decision. I've been thinking about getting the ZX-4RR, and then I've been going back and forth with getting this one and something else and blah blah blah. I think I'm pretty happy that I didn't get the ZX-4RR, and at the dealership I was really close to closing a deal for 10,000 and something out the door. But anyway, I got this bike for 14,200 out the door. The only thing that I paid a little bit extra for was for freight, and that's basically it. The first time around, the dealer didn't want to work with me. They were like, nah, we sell these bikes like hotcakes, man. We don't need to lower the prices. We're gonna charge 1,200 ADM, 600 for this, 500 for that, out the door, 15,800, blah. I walked out and I was like, F you guys. Well, I didn't say that to them, but that's what I thought in my head. And then I went back and I spoke to one of the managers and I was like, listen, dude, I'm really serious about buying this and I really want a good deal and I don't want to pay all that ADM stuff. And I was just honest with him about how I felt, and you know, he was like, cool, you know what, if you're looking to buy it and you're serious and you're not going to BS around, I'll give you a good deal. So I was like, why don't we come in the middle? I'll pay for the $600 transportation fee because I know that's what you guys are paying, and tax and title. He was like, cool. So the bike was whatever it was, 12,300 I think, or whatever it was for the KRT edition, the one that I have now. And then when you add tax and that $600 and the DMV fees, that's how you get 14,200 out the door. So I think I got a pretty good deal. Hypothetically speaking, I sell this bike in 1 or 2 years, guarantee you that I'll only lose about $1,000 or $1,500 at most. So although I'm not considering selling it, that Yamaha R9 is really close to being released sometime in March, and March happens to be my birthday, so I'm really working hard on my finances right now. I'm working on a couple of different things, and if everything goes according to plan, I'll be having both bikes in my stable. The ZX6R is going to stay with me, and I'm going to add the R9 along with it. But for now, guys, I mean, I couldn't be happier because I had a choice of getting the previous gen, the ZX6R, versus this one, and then I was thinking to myself, the previous generation had more power than this, so why don't I just go for that? But then, you know, like I started thinking again, and I was like, well, this is new, it's updated, it's got the brand new screen, it's got brand new fairings, it's a lot more updated, this and that. And considering I was getting such a good deal, it just made sense to go with the latest and the greatest. And I'm quite happy I did. And as an FYI, this isn't a review of this bike because I plan to do a full review after I do the first oil change. And then I can wring its neck out, max it out all the way to 16,000 RPM, give it the full petrol effect. Beans, baby. Then I can finally reveal how I feel about it in an honest way like I do in all my videos. Just because it's my bike doesn't mean I won't find things I won't like about it. So as you already know, all my videos are unbiased, and it doesn't matter that I bought it. I'm gonna be honest about it. Anyway, ergonomics are absolutely fantastic with this bike. I've been riding it probably for about an hour, I think, an hour and a half, whatever. I'm not tired one bit. And before I had this bike, I took a good, I would say 3+ months off of riding. So my body's like really got to get used to riding once again. I'm really not used to riding at all, guys. It's been such a long time. And this is officially my 3rd ride on this bike. The first ride, 17 miles from the dealership directly to my house. And I didn't want to ride it more than that because I didn't have insurance for it. Stupid California law dictates that if you buy insurance, it's going to take 14 days for it to go into effect. Those are really stupid rules. And so for 14 days, I had to self-control, and I left it inside my garage and I didn't touch it. So the second ride I had was last week whenever I did the video for you guys, and so this is my 3rd official ride. But you know what, like, this motorcycle is very, very comfortable. And obviously it's not a cruiser, it's not like, you know, fully upright bike like my Street Triple, which is a bike I really miss, by the way. Love that Street Triple RS. Hopefully one day maybe I'll get that bike again. But yeah, it's not that bike at all. This bike does have a couple of negative points, but they're not deal breakers for me. Quite honestly, if I didn't know how to rev match, I would be really pissed off. Then I'd be going in on the internet and watching one of my own videos on how to rev match. But anyway, yeah, it doesn't have quick down, doesn't have the capability to have a quick down, which is a huge bummer. Like really huge bummer. The quick shifter, I mean, you really don't need it on the street because you can rev match, but when you go on the track, a quick shifter is magic. Oh dudes, if you have not gone to the track before, or if you have gone to the track, have you ever tried to use a quick shifter or a motorcycle that had one? It's incredible, guys, because it's one less thing you have to think about. So it allows you to go so fast, knowing that you don't have to like think about pulling the clutch, making sure it's smooth after you downshift. All that stuff is out the door, so you can fully concentrate on the next apex and exit out of the corner, boom, go into the next gear, or get near a corner, go down a gear just by kicking up or down depending on which direction you have your shifter. For me, it was always the opposite. I had it in race shift, which I want to do on this bike, but now that I think about it, it doesn't really make sense because I really can't do a quick down. So I'm just going to leave it standard as is and ride it like a normal bike. But that being said, I'm still taking it to the track, and I'm still going to see what this is like to ride on a racetrack, because it wouldn't be fair to the bike if I didn't use all 636 cc's of it. That being said, like, it does have really nice quality of life electronics in here that just makes everything better for day-to-day use. Let's see, as an example, this thing has hazard lights, which is pretty gnarly. Not a lot of bikes have hazard lights, and I like the fact that this does. Check it out, let me show you guys. Hazard lights are on the left side, so all you gotta do is just move it to the right, and look, we got hazard lights. This comes in really handy whenever you're lane splitting on the highway. So you put this on, and then you lane split on the highway, and the cars in front of you and behind you can see you. And then you know, like other stuff like traction control, it's very basic. It's not like the typical super sport that comes out these days, you know, like the Yamaha R9 that comes out. It's gonna put this bike to shame when that bike comes out, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's better. Now you see, the difference between the R9 and this is the engine. The engine on this is an old school engine that once this bike disappears, the entire era of the old school generation 600s will disappear along with it. And just like the R6, this motorcycle will skyrocket in value, because as popular as it is at the current moment, just imagine whenever it disappears, because, you know, all good things come to an end. These kind of motorcycles, they won't last forever. The European Union is absolutely crushing these companies with different laws. Every freaking year they're coming out with some kind of a new law, and sooner or later these things are going to be so quiet that you can't even hear them. And these manufacturers that produce exhausts, they're just not going to be profitable in the end, and one by one they'll start disappearing. And at that point, people will just lose interest in them, because what fun is to ride these motorcycles without an exhaust, or all these kind of things that we have today. These motorcycles that we're riding right now, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And that's why I thought to myself, you know what, guys, like, I've been there, done that with the whole leader bike thing now. I got it out of my system. It was an 1100cc motorcycle. Not only did I push that bike on the street, but most importantly, I took it to the track multiple times, to multiple racetracks, and I used every single 1100cc of that bike, including all 200 plus horsepowers. And I got it out of my system, and now that I got it out of my system, I think these motorcycles are way better for the road and quite possibly for the track. If you got really deep pockets and like 5 motorcycles, you can buy an RC4 or any leader bike for that matter, even a Ducati V4S. And you know, you got 5 bikes, so who cares if it breaks down? No problem. You can just use another bike until it takes 2 months for you to get your RC4 or Ducati back. That's fine. But people like me, we just don't have that kind of money. And quite honestly, these bikes not only perform well, but they look sensational. They ride really well. They don't break down. They just work, and they're just a lot of fun to own. And so it makes a lot of sense for me to get this bike, and I'm super happy I did. Anyway, check it out, guys. We are in I forgot where we are. I don't know what the name of this place is, but check it out. We got a Christmas tree right on the beach. How California is that? We got Santa Claus. Hell yeah! Now you know I'm in California when you see stuff like that. Anyway, guys, I am very happy with my brand new Kawasaki ZX6R. Lots of fun to be had with this motorcycle, and as I mentioned in the last episode, I'm working on a 120-page ebook called Motorcycle Mastery, and it's 100% free. I don't plan to charge for it, so I'll let you guys know when that drops, but until the next episode, I'll see you later. Peace.